Good morning, this is Harish, and today we are talking about the e-signature implementation POC. So, as per your inputs regarding the e-signature implementation, I would like to showcase you what we implemented as part of this POC uh, on the new requirement. So we said that for this e-signature authentication, we're going to have a separate authentication, and which will be more or less similar to the Salesforce authentication. So what we did is in the user profile of the user, we have created this section, and basically this section will be only visible to the admin, wherein he can see what the in question answer and this password and stuff like that. But as far as the user is concerned, we won't be seeing this section. So just for the POC part, I'm just going to say how this entire implementation would work, and depending on that, you can provide your comments on what you think is the best option here. So I'll begin by saying that okay, this is the e-sign information and this is the e-sign password. I'm going to, let's say here I'm going to change this e-sign password, let's say to, and yes, we are using the Salesforce encrypted. We're not putting any new encryption technology because we're able to find out how the data encrypted data can be how Salesforce allows you to view it. It's only through the Apex page which we can do that. So we did a workaround. So we're not creating any new there. We are going to use this field as encrypted Salesforce. That's the reason we are seeing in all asterisk. So now if I'm putting a new, say this is the new e-sign password, and giving it, I'm just saying alright, I want to save it. So uh, if you see out here, we change the password, it is test1234, and let's go to the account page. We are having a, let's create one new account and try to see how those things would work. So I'm going to create a new account, and let's say I'm going to test 1 2 3 4 5, and I'm creating this account. So since the workflow is attached, as you remember last time we mentioned about the workflow, so since we have attached this workflow to this account, so here you will see the first workflow was send for initial review. So when I click on the send for initial review, it goes and change the status to complete review and resend for first line. I know we need to put the status out here, we're going to do that, but as a POC, let me just say these are the two actions which is going to be there, and I want to take you to the action to say that okay, for the send for initial review or resend to first line doesn't have the e-signature option tick. It's only for the complete review. So for the implementation part, I'm going to say if I am going to press this, it's going to ask for okay, for this user please provide the e-signature password. So if I say it's test one, which is the incorrect one, it goes and say no, you need to provide one more. So say test two, this is the second time it's going to validate. Okay, no, I'm again giving a wrong password the third time, and I'll say okay, now he just logged out of the system. Whatever data is there, come back and yeah. So here I am going back to the same place. Let's say I go back to the accounts, and I've been here. So if you see, I should see the complete review buttons out here. So if I go here, and now this time I say I know the password, it is 1234. Did I say 1234? I guess so. So this time it's just going to execute it, and you will see that has been done. All right. So in this case here, so what we implemented here is we're going to have this kind of authentication, and if you see, I'll just take you back to the user profile. I'm going to say that see, this is also e-sign expiration date we're going to capture. By default we put as a 90 days. So whenever something this e-sign is changed, it also sets this expired date as 90 days. So we're going to check, and every after 90 days the user will be prompted to change the password, e-sign password. And this question is something which we're going to have a separate Apex page, wherein the user will be having two options. One is to reset the password and one is to set the questions. So these two things we are working on it, but overall as a POC we are trying to implement it, how we can use this e-signature password and keeping that in the user profile, how we are going to showcase it and how we are going to implement it as part of the workflow as well, so this combination part we are tried. The only thing which we need to put out here is one more Apex page for the user, wherein he can go and reset the password, and then he can also create his new questionnaire. One more thing which we were mentioning about the questionnaire part is, if you see, this question is something which we want admin to configure. So if you see here in the user fields, this is the user fields. We have created this custom fields, wherein if you see this is the e-sign question. So if you go here, the admin can come here and create as many pick list value from this will be the question. So if currently 2, we can add one more here and then save it here. So this is all assigned, we can assign it, and this will be available as a pick list for the user whenever he is uh, you know it will be dynamically available to the user depending on what question has been set by the administrator. It will be seen there, not in this though, in not on this page though, it will be a separate page, but this is how it's going to reflect. So we are taking care of how we are going to make sure that the questions can be changed by the admin. Either you can add it or update it, the way you want. And this is where once the user chooses any questions, it will be updated inside his own profile. So whenever he want to reset the things, his own questions will be coming up and can change the answer. In this case, even the admin doesn't know what questions is selected and what answer is given, so it's all depend on the user, what questions he has selected and what answer he has provided. So we keep this as a backend. So this is what I wanted to show as part of the implementation with regards to signature. So I would like to have your comments and feedback on it. As I said, the implementation will be used by the user profile, but finally it will be more when you see somewhere here there will be one e-signature thing where somebody, when the user clicks in, he will get an Apex page where we can reset his password and change the thing. All right, so thanks so much, and this is what is it for the e-signature. Thank you.